You queer cats are tone setters. The same reason my main legion of chrome wetters. With long cheddar, mixed with lines written. No time slipping when we rhyme spitting. Divine mission since the house days. GA Grandma left DJ Tanner outraged. The South stays about that Beretta clapping. Lines balanced with
Head on over to Spotify and all other streaming platforms to check out the NoMercyTV Podcast.
Yo, what's good, y'all? No Mercy, Trap New York shit, NoMercyTV.com. And know what time it is, man? Shouts to DME Detroit. Shouts to DME Detroit, you feel me? Real down to earth, humble dude when you actually get to talk to him. He had reached out to me earlier today through email, and he just sent me a nice detailed message, just pretty much, you know, just being the bigger person and choosing to want to take the higher road. You understand? And when I read the email, I told him to send his number over, and he sent it, and we got on the phone and chopped it up. And let me tell you like this, man. One thing about me is I'm not a bully. You feel me? I can always have a sensible conversation with somebody to hash out our differences, you know? There is certain things that people do in this battle rap community that me, just as a man, I don't agree with. And I address it in, you know, the way that I address it. And I even gave DME an example of this, you know, in terms of like the whole DNA 2 situation, like something that he did that I felt was just like, you know, kind of crossing the line. And I felt like DME after that conversation understood, you know, so we basically agreed to, you know, put our differences aside and, you know, just stop with all the extra bullshit, because at the end of the day, it don't need to go as far as it did. You feel me? Just, you know, examining his situation. Like, I'm not going to sit up here in front, like, you know, throughout this whole ordeal, I start to watch his blogs and start to, you know, get an idea of who he is and stuff like that. I mean, what do they say when it comes to war? Know thy enemy, right? So, in order to accurately be able to assess a situation when you are engaged in a battle with somebody, you got to know them. You got to, you know, examine certain things about them and figure out who they are and stuff like that. And when you really get to see that, like, you know, he's somebody who runs a business, he's probably just as passionate about battle rap as I am. He's a family man. You know, you see that there's a lot of things that we have in common. You feel me? But things just get caught up in the way that we communicate certain things in terms of, you know, this whole YouTube platform and blogging and stuff like that. You know, everybody have their different blogging styles. So what one person may feel like is like a critique or like they might be standing up for somebody, a person might take certain things offensively. And like I was explaining to somebody on Twitter earlier, you know, who basically said that he doesn't like watching blogs about other bloggers, and, you know, bloggers shouldn't blog about other bloggers or critique or things of that nature. There's actually a way to do that in a respectful manner, because at the end of the day, we're all people, right? So when you watch these blogs, what are they about? These blogs are people giving their opinions on people, whether it's another blogger, whether it's a rap battle, whether it's somebody's album, whether it's a song, whether it's a video game, whether it's a movie, whether it's a product or something that's based in consumerism, right? These are still people giving their opinions on things put out by other people, right? So no matter where you are, there's somebody that's going to possibly see your critique, and they're going to take your critique a certain way. And you can critique things, even other bloggers, without it coming off disrespectful or like you're trying to offend them, you know? And even in a situation like, let's say, you know, you see me going back and forth with another blogger, whatever the case is, there's also a way to step in and rectify the issue without just, you know, stepping in and, you know, choosing to pick a side, and it comes off like you're trying to jump somebody. You get what I'm saying? And that was pretty much how I took his initial video to me. And, you know, with just some of the things he was saying, I was like, damn. And even with that, right, when we talk about the snitch word and, you know, certain things of that nature, I had to explain to him, you know, in our convo that, you know, where I come from. You know, I'm from Harlem. Like, I'm from 159th and 8th Avenue, right up the block from Rucker Park. Like, that's really my area. That's really my stomping grounds. You understand? So, you know, I've seen different things in life than probably some of y'all. You know, people have gotten killed for that snitch word being thrown on them that never told. You understand? Like, if it's easy for somebody to call you a rat or whatever the case is without paperwork, especially, you know, back in the day before all the social media shit, and then you possibly get hurt over it because, you know, they don't have the paperwork or can't access the paperwork to back it up. So somebody call you a snitch out of nowhere, it's almost like, I don't want to say mark for death, because that's like a little extreme, because I know that's not his intention. But at the end of the day, when you come from where I come from, you don't take a label like that lightly, you know, so it's gonna, you know, come off offensive. And when I explained that to him, you know, he apologized, he understood it and everything like that. And, you know, we came to just a mutual understanding of where we went wrong in this whole situation, you know. And I don't feel like after speaking to him that his channel should still come down, you know, because I felt like in the midst of everything, my whole thing with him was getting him to understand why I felt offended by him in the first place. Because, yo, people critique me all the time. People talk shit about me. People say certain things about me. You got the dude, Battle Rap Mayor, who did like 2 roast videos on me, and I didn't flag him. Why? Because I found his videos funny more so than him actually trying to come at me, you know. And with DME, you know, that was the feeling that I got from his videos. So, you know, when it's coming down and all this stuff is happening, I got all these different bloggers saying things about me, all these troll accounts, on my Instagram, on my Twitter, on my YouTube videos and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, so this is like really being prepared for war. This is really like being on the battlefield, and you got to use whatever tactics you can to try to get the victory and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, let me pull the ace card. Let me pull the one thing that a lot of people won't expect me to pull. And I'm like, you know, even looking at it, like, you know, I never wanted to go that far. Never. You feel me? But certain times it's just, certain things are like a last resort, and you're like, okay, if I do this, I know this is going to be what brings the house down, you know. And whenever I'm engaged in situations with people, that's what I aim for. You know, my name, No Mercy, didn't just come from, it's not just a name that I picked, you know, understand? Like, it was a name that was actually given because that's the type of route that I'm willing to take in certain situations, you know. So the whole No Mercy thing is just like, yo, when I feel like, you know, the first time I fell back, you know, because of Jay Legend, you know, he put that call in, we had that talk, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fall back, I'm gonna leave son alone. Then just throughout that whole time, he just kept it going, and I'm like, yo, why does he still keep going in on me? Like, what did I do to him? I actually did somebody a favor and said I'm going to leave it alone, but at the same time, he's not honoring that. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to leave it alone. And then when, you know, he chooses to jump in the other situation is when I'm like, okay, now I got to strap up completely. Now I got to get ready. You know, y'all know the meme with the little scrawny guy. I got time today, cuz, you feel me? So it just became one of those situations where I'm like, okay, I'm in this situation. This is what it's gonna be, and I guess I'm quote unquote preparing for battle, and that was just, one of the things I decided to pull out. And after, seeing the email and having a conversation with him, I was saying to myself, like, yo, I don't want to see his channel go down and he not be able to feed his family and stuff like that. Because I was even thinking this when I was seeing certain things in his live streams and certain things that he was posting in terms of like how they're handling COVID in Detroit. He's a business owner and he's not somebody who runs a big chain store like a Walmart or something where they're going to get bailed out, where they're going to be able to continue to operate while still getting little grants and funds and stuff like that to keep their business running. No, these smaller stores are suffering out here. The mom and pop stores and the little bars and them little side places that's really being run off of hard-working people, those places are suffering right now because they can't have a certain amount of people in their stores. Then they got to close at a certain time. They still have to pay employees, etc., etc. And you might need something like a YouTube or whatever other outlet you have as a stream of income in order to counteract what COVID is doing to your actual business. So when I'm looking at, his videos and stuff like that, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because on one end, I'm like, yeah. And this is just, how my mind works when I feel like I'm being attacked. I'm just like, okay, yeah, his bar already suffering. He gonna lose his YouTube channel. Yeah, this is probably the result that I want. But on the other end, I'm like, damn, his bar's already suffering. He's about to lose his YouTube channel. Like, that's effed up. You understand? And it's like, it's the same thing. On the one end, it's like you're glad about it, but then on the other end, you're like, damn, like that's really like some foul shit, And it's just one of those things where I'm just the type of person, when I feel attacked, I'm gonna go, to the very end. You understand what I'm saying? Especially with somebody that I don't really have like a prior relationship with. Like, trust me, this has never happened with any of like my actual friends or anybody. Like, I fell out with people that I've been close with, and then we've been cool, because why? We were cool at one point, so it's always a way to get back to where we were. You understand? We always can find that understanding. But with people you don't know how to find that understanding, because you don't know why it went wrong in the first place, or you don't know why the person attacked you in the first place. So it's just like, if this is what it's going to be, then shit, it's a battle to the death. You feel me? So after having the conversation and everything with him, I chose to retract the strikes. I actually sent YouTube the email a little while ago, so I'm hoping that they caught it in time. There was another person that I flagged. What was his channel? Take Back BRC or something like that. I choose to pull back on that strike as well, because he did ask me to remove the strike and stuff like that, and at first I wasn't going to, because I feel like, with all these people coming at me, it's like the casualties are just going to have to happen. But with this being the main thing coming to an end, I'm just like, yo, let me just with that strike as well, let me just get that taken off, and everybody could have their YouTube channels and hopefully get back to making their good content. You feel what I'm saying? Like, overall, I don't feel like DME Detroit is a bad person. I just felt like this was a fight that he picked, and it's like, I don't think he knew that picking a fight with me was gonna go this far. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm glad we resolved it. I'm glad we, hashed things out, and everybody else that got a whole bunch of other random comments about, a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to talk about. Just let it go, man. Just let it go. You know, for me, like, you know, just let it go. Just let it go, because at this point it's not worth it. Like, you know, you don't have to like dude, you don't have to support, but just in terms of everything that spiraled out of control because of the issue that we had, like, just drop it. Just drop it. You feel me? Like, ain't no need to keep on pushing certain narratives because of an issue that, you know, me and him had. Like, I know that there's certain things that people are still, you know, question about. I've been asked about it on Twitter. People don't mention it on my community posts. And it's like, certain things I'm just not pushing anymore, you know, because I have an understanding of dude now. You know, so let's just put all that shit to rest, man. Let's just put all that shit to rest. Like, I'm not, you know, doing no more negative blogs about dude. Like, you know, in terms of who he is now and as the person that he is, like, he's a cool guy. You understand what I'm saying? And I got that from talking to him, and I know that deep down he probably didn't even mean nothing malicious when he first went at me. You know, but it just, like I said, you never know how other people would take, you know, the things that you say about them. So, you know, we good now. We good. Like, it's done and over with. You feel me? I know he got the versus battle with Cola happening tomorrow, so, you know, make sure y'all go support that. I'm hoping his channel doesn't come down. You know, I hope that the email I sent reaches YouTube in time, because I don't know if he was on a timer or whatever the case was just yet, but I'm hoping it reaches them and they retract it, and, you know, he gets to keep his YouTube channel and going about his business, and you know, everybody just keep moving from there. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't really got nothing else, you know, negative to say about dude. It's done. It's over with, you know, and everybody could just, you know, continue doing what we doing for this battle rap culture. Now, what I will say is this, right? In terms of certain other people that, you know, I did develop issues with as well over these past couple weeks or so, certain issues are not going to be resolved so easily. And the reason being is just because I don't respect certain content that comes from certain people. You understand? I don't condone in using people's deaths for a certain type of content. You know, I think it's very tasteless. I think it's very disrespectful to those people's legacies, to their friends, to their families. Like, even just as recent as a few days ago, somebody posted something in regards to somebody's death being, you know, linked to some type of ritual BS with a whole bunch of other, and I'm like, that is just the type of stuff that's just disgusting. I will never respect it, and that is just one person that I just won't ever respect. I won't ever be cool with. Like, nah. Not if you're going to be making that type of content on YouTube. Once that type of content stops, then cool. But as long as somebody like that is making that kind of content, then nah. I'm standing on my initial, because there's no way to justify that. There's no way to say that, yes, I should be making this kind of content just because people are flocking to it. Like, no, that type of stuff I'm just not respecting. You understand? So, you know, that's just my way of, you know, how I think about things in terms of that particular person. But, you know, aside from that, man, you know, the shit with DME, that was like, you know, the main thing that everybody was riled up and everybody was getting behind from, you know, both ends and shit like that. So, you know, I'm good. I'm good. Like, we got on the phone, we hashed our shit out. So, you know, that's pretty much the end of that. So, you know, I got a whole bunch of stuff in the works right now, just in terms of blogs and different things that I'm working on. Me and the wife are putting together like a 2020 recap that we're going to start shooting soon. It's going to be filmed kind of like a documentary. You feel me? It's going to be where we're basically talking about, you know, how 2020 was for us. You know, I'm going to be talking from my perspective. She's going to talk from her perspective, and then we're going to have a perspective of where we're sitting together talking. You know, and I'm trying to go for that documentary movie kind of feel. Like, it's going to be a trailer for it and all types of stuff. We'll probably get started on it this weekend. You know, so it's gonna be a very dope project. You know, I want to start getting into like producing like little mini movies and things of that nature, and just real dope original content, you know, that y'all can enjoy and things of that nature. So, you know, this is just gonna be the start of, you know, a whole new venture and everything. So, you know, just look forward to all of the other content we're gonna have on the channel. It's definitely gonna be less blogs about other bloggers, and, you know, especially stuff that's just like not productive. You feel me? Just in terms of like, don't get it twisted. We see certain issues out there, we're gonna address them, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna be about attacking people. It's gonna be more so just about saying like, yo, if this is an issue, this is what y'all could do to do better, or this is what y'all could do to kind of rectify the situation, and we just gonna keep moving forward from there. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So, you know, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments about that. And yeah, that's really all I got to say about that. So, you know, y'all know what time it is, man. No Mercy, Trap New York shit. NoMercyTV.com. Y'all already know we live in the morning, 8:30 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll see y'all soon, man. Y'all know what time it is. Bow.